Yo ho ho, Don Mafia. That is damn right. The title of this video was that the Bills are going to blank the Arizona Cardinals. And yes, I'm not sure what type of outlandish synonym I am about to fill in that blank, but needless to say, I entirely agree with it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Arrogant Dan is back. And you know what? Who would blame me, especially after the damn performance that we saw from the Buffalo Bills this past Sunday against the Seahawks. And now we are not only going to a team that is in the exact same division, I would argue is the exact same team, a high-powered offense and a defense that has known to struggle and give up a pretty good amount of points, and also similar conditions. In Buffalo, there was practically no win the entire game. And now we're putting Josh Allen in a dome. And so y'all know exactly how Dome Allen plays. Let's be real with ourselves. Don Mafia, that's right. You are about to witness another preview video to the Buffalo Bills Week 10 opponents, the Arizona Cardinals. Per usual, I am about to be diving into exactly how I feel like the Bills offense is going to perform against the Cardinals defense, and then how the Cardinals offense is going to perform against the Buffalo Bills defense. So should definitely be a fun-filled video, hopefully somewhat informative. Definitely excited to dive into it. Before we get started, I have two announcements. Number one, two giant shout-outs to my most recent Patreon contributors, and that is going to be my dude Alex, who apparently doesn't have a last name. Thank you so much for the $10 contribution. And then Ryan Teal with a $5 contribution. Guys, you have no idea how much this helps out my channel. I sincerely appreciate you. Guys, you know the best way to support this channel is simply by smashing the out of that like button. But say you ever want to go the extra mile, Patreon is the way to do it, and you can find that link in my description. Second announcement, I am giving away either a PS5 or an Xbox Series X the moment that I surpass 10,000 subscribers. In order to enter, you need to like this video, be subscribed to my YouTube channel, screenshot proof, and send it over to my Instagram at RealDanMitchell, and following me certainly wouldn't disservice you either. So definitely go ahead and enter that contest, and I definitely wish you the best of luck in potentially winning a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. So yeah, Dumb Mafia, this video, I kind of want to switch it up because I sort of want to go on ahead and I kind of want to talk about how I feel like the Bills defense is about to do against the Arizona Cardinals offense. Now, this is a really interesting team. I cannot sleep on the fact that the Arizona Cardinals have some weapons, especially for Kyler Murray. I mean, obviously they have Hopkins, that acquisition where Bill O'Brien essentially got robbed during the offseason. You know, he's there, so there's really not much that we can do about that. And then, of course, an aging Larry Fitzgerald, and then they have a Christian Kirk, who turns out to be a pretty talented wide receiver out of the slot or out of the outside as well. And then at the end of the day, you have Kyler Murray, guys. I mean, you really have Kyler Murray. It's funny, when I was looking at stats for this Arizona Cardinals offense, there are so many similarities between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they have some talented receivers, they have a mobile quarterback, they have an accurate quarterback. It's insane. It's definitely going to be yet another test for the Buffalo Bills defense moving forward to it. One fun fact, the Arizona Cardinals are in second place in the entire NFL for rushing yards, right? The kicker here is that Kyler Murray, he is the dude that leads that team in rushing. In fact, he leads the entire league in quarterback rush yards. He averages, I think, like 10 yards per every single carry that he does. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the Bills defense is going to go on ahead and take care of this. Throughout the past couple of matchups, right between the Dolphins and then between several other teams that the Cardinals have faced up against, when you blitz Kyler Murray, I mean, it is not a good idea. It is not a good idea whatsoever. It almost seems like he's even more accurate once he is getting blitzed. And the Arizona offense and the offensive line, they almost invite you to cause that type of chaos. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, Kyler Murray, he ends up making you pay for it. And so the Cardinals offense is first in the league for 422 yards per game, and sixth in the league for 29.3 yards per game. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills have figured out their identity thus far. I mean, our secondary did a pretty good job, I would say, against the Seattle Seahawks, that high-powered offense. I'm almost thinking that we might kind of need to lean a little more toward the fact of being able to contain Kyler Murray and not allow him to burn us with his legs. I mean, of course, we're probably going to see the matchup with Trey White and then DeAndre Hopkins. I believe this will be their third matchup, and it's been back and forth. While we have seen some pretty good catches from Hopkins and a few times when the matchup skewed in Hopkins' way, Trey White was successful in holding him under 100 yards. So I'm really curious to see how that entire situation goes. So what I think we need to do is we need to continue to allow Edmonds to stay in coverage, maybe even work out as some type of QB spy, and continue to allow AJ Klein to cause pressure. I really don't think that we need to be blitzing a whole lot, especially since it seems like that's giving the answers to the test to Kyler Murray. So at the end of the day, I think we're going to be seeing a very similar game in which we saw last Sunday, where it's going to be entirely up to our offense to get ahead and get ahead quick and stay ahead, because this team's going to put up points against us. I mean, I would say that they would most likely put up 30, but at the end of the day, let's hope that our offense can sort of bail out this defense and we can just get one or two huge plays. Because while Kyler has been having a good season, he's nowhere near invincible. And so he's thrown 7 interceptions so far this year. So he is still young and he's still fully capable of making mistakes. So I'm going to need our defense to at least pull off 1 or 2 turnovers. I'm not expecting that massive 4 turnover performance that we saw against the Seahawks, but we need to be able to make some pretty solid plays, because whether we like it or not, this offense is going to score points against us. And so, all right, so now we need to turn over to the Buffalo Bills offense, in which my opinion, I think, is going to be the key factor in order that we win this game coming this Sunday. Now, there's a couple of things that really are going to be playing in our favor. Number one is perfect conditions. There's not going to be much winds. We are playing in a dome, and we all know what we saw from Josh Allen last week when he had perfectly ideal conditions for throwing the football. Now, it's funny because the Arizona Cardinals, they struggle with stopping the run as well. In fact, they're one spot below us as far as the teams that have been struggling stopping the run by itself. But at the end of the day, I still foresee Brian Daboll really going on ahead and really attacking the secondary. Of course, they have Budda Baker. He's an amazing player, but I do not see any reason or theory as into why we should stop our air raid attack. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Josh Allen just needs to go out there and have a similar game plan to the Seattle Seahawks game and just go on ahead and dice it out. Now, they do struggle stopping the run, much like the Buffalo Bills do. I don't foresee us seeing a lot of Singletary or Zach Moss. I would be completely happy to see that. I mean, I don't foresee the Cardinals completely throwing a gut punch at us, stopping the run, building a brick wall and stopping this. But I mean, that's just not what the Buffalo Bills do best, right? I really think that we need to continue to throw the ball. Right now, the Cardinals are allowing about 244 passing yards per game, while the Buffalo Bills are putting up an average of 277 yards per game. So I think while we need a bit more of a balanced attack, because while the Cardinals struggle defensively, they're nowhere near the same struggles that the Seahawks have been experiencing. So I'm going to have to say that the Buffalo Bills are going to go on ahead, and they're going to have to continue to do the air raid and then see a couple of design runs by Josh Allen as well to extend plays. And once again, I'm going to reiterate this until the end of time. Mistake-free football. Mistake-free football. And what we saw from the Seahawks last week is exactly what we are going to see from the Arizona Cardinals. They are going to score points, so we can't be hand-wrapping and giving the football over to their offense. Ideally, would love the Bills to get the ball first, march down the field, score first, and stay ahead of the Cardinals the entire game. Mistake-free on offense, and don't give them the ball. Don't give them ideal field position. Make it very, very difficult for them to score points and to stay ahead. Guys, same game strategy as last week. That's exactly what we need to do. We need to stay ahead. And honestly, I do see the Bills winning this game. We're going to go 8-2. Final score, I'm going to say 38-35. Buffalo Bills, but I really hope that the Cardinals don't score those points to make it close until garbage time, but only time will tell. Dumb Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another preview video. Do me a favor, leave a comment. What do you think your final score prediction is? What makes you most nervous about this game? And yeah, we'll go from there. Dumb Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dumb Mafia Report. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.